All right, so have you guys ever thought about the joy of the Lord? That's what I want to talk about today. I want to put this on the table because this is not something that I know everything about, but it's something that I'm trying to learn, something that I want to learn more about. If you guys got anything that helps you find that joy of the Lord, please share it. If any of these things spark an idea, please share it because this is something I'm diving into, something I really want to know. And I think a lot of us really want to know. So maybe any of y'all might find some comments down there that help us all understand this a little bit better. But basically, being able to have the joy of the Lord on a day-to-day basis, because I feel like personally, that's something that I would love to have. Being able to walk throughout my day with that joy of the Lord is something that I definitely aspire to, definitely want. I think we all freaking want that. You know what I'm saying? Like being able to walk around smiling, happy, doing everything amazing, like freaking SpongeBob from the Best Day Ever episode, just feeling amazing. But a lot of the times, there's going to be things that come up. There's going to be freaking maggots eating up the Krusty Krab. There's going to be, he's not going to get to have a good time with Patrick because he broke his freaking clarinet, whatever it might have been. I don't even remember the episode. But there's stuff like that, you know? And for him, it ruined his freaking best day ever. But for us, we want to have a best day ever every freaking day. So how do we do that? How do we cultivate that? Because I was talking to my parents and I asked them this question. I said, who is the person in your life at work or whatever it might be who always is just joyous, happy, feeling good, on top of the world, all that stuff? And they sat there, they thought about it some more, they thought about it even longer, and they couldn't come up with a single person. You know, they said that, you know, there might be this person that does this a little bit, there might be this person that does this a little bit, but nobody that really cultivates that joy every freaking day. Nobody that makes them feel good every day. Nobody that compliments them every day. So that just shows us, I feel personally, it might show us that it's so important to do that because that's not normal, man. If we could start to cultivate that, then all of a sudden we're able to stand out. We're able to put ourselves at this place where we're like, people are going to look at us and be like, where does that freaking come from? But we know deep down that it comes from the Lord. So it's been something that we've been talking about. Me and my mom have been talking about it. Like, how do we cultivate that with the Lord? Because for myself, it's been something I've been thinking about for a while. And I'll give you an example of a time that I tried to do that. You know, whenever I'm recording these videos, I like to be like feeling good. I like to be feeling good, feeling on top of it, all that stuff. It's like when you're playing a game, it might be a sport or it might be a video game or it might be you're just chilling, talking, having a conversation with somebody. When you're on the ball, when you're feeling good, you got some good sleep, all that stuff, all of a sudden you're feeling good. You feel like you're happy-go-lucky stuff. You feel all that stuff. You feel on top of the world. You feel like you just want to bring joy. But then there comes those times where you don't get good sleep. Where the times where you're just freaking tired, you're out of it, maybe somebody pissed you off, all of a sudden you feel like you can't bring that self that you love to that other person. You get what I'm saying here? And it freaking sucks because I don't know about you guys, and I think a lot of you guys want to bring joy and stuff. You might feel bad if you can't bring that to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I don't want to be like that. So yesterday I didn't get the best sleep and I wanted to get up here and record my 5 videos a day that I've been doing consistently. So I knew it was going to be like, okay, how am I going to get out of this? Feeling tired, feeling like I'm dragging, feeling like this, and just not being able to get, you know, not being able to be that self that I normally am. So I've tried these things like saying Jesus' name. That's something that I heard from a devotional, being able to say Jesus' name. It does bring me down. It does bring me a center. But then I also tried, you know, being able to know that I'm doing this for God, doing this for God's approval. I'm working for God. And these things are things that are able to get me a little bit feeling better. But I think I'm always expecting it to be like, oh my gosh, excuse me, my bad guys. I think I'm always expecting it to be like, oh my gosh, it's going to bring me back to that level where I'm going above and beyond. I'm doing everything amazing, you know? But it doesn't always do that. And sometimes it's just, I wonder if maybe we're not supposed to get to that. We're not always supposed to get to this happy-go-lucky self when we're not having our sleep or we're just feeling out of it. But maybe day by day, we just try to get closer to God. Maybe it's not a day thing where it's like you feel bad one day and all of a sudden you could just get yourself out of it. Maybe it's something where we have to try to cultivate that freaking love of God, that joyous energy of God day by day so we start to feel it. Because for myself, I feel like as I've started to cultivate that love, you know, I'm having a lot more good feeling days than these bad feeling days. And I feel like the more that I start to do that, the more that I start to find ways to do that, I feel like it protects me on those bad days. It's not that I'm going to be able to drag myself out of that bad day when I'm feeling bad, when we are feeling bad, you know, but we might be able to cultivate this love, be able to pray at night, be able to pray in the morning, be able to pray when we're feeling bad, all that stuff, being able to learn about the Bible because I'm barely starting to dive into my Bible, man. Like I've barely started to really dive into it, starting to read, do these study Bible things. And I feel like it really does help you stay grounded on those good days and on those bad days. So this is something I'm thinking about. How do we cultivate that love? How are we able to continue to have the love of God? But I think it's something so important to be able to do, because we're going to be able to separate ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And this is something I want to throw at you, be able to hear what you have to say about this, because I think it's so amazing if we're able to get more and more of that and be that unique person that's going out there, spreading that love, spreading that joy, spreading that energy, all that stuff, man, because not a lot of people are going to have that. If somebody in your life asks somebody in your life, who is the most happy, joyous person that you know, would they say you? Would they say like, yeah, this person's always making me feel good. They always have good, positive energy. But yeah, let me know what you guys do currently to try to help. I would love to know what you guys do currently to try to help get closer to the Lord, man. I'm always open-minded towards this stuff. I'm always trying to learn, and I'm sure that you guys are too. So I would love to go back and forth with you on this. Leave a comment below if you want to, and we will talk about it a little bit. I love you guys. Hope you have an amazing day, week. I love you. Peace.